nothing says you care like crypto. Nothing can compare. Nothing says you care like crypto. Oh, nothing can compare to crypto.
Today we're discussing one of the biggest threats, if not the biggest threats to society ever. Today's video comes from Crypto Casey. Her channel will be linked in the description so that you can go check her out and support her. Watch to the end of the video to fully understand the implications of this extraordinary threat to society and how it can change everything going forward, as well as how you can protect yourself. Follow us on Rumble, linked in the description of the video, because you never really know what can happen on this platform. And now let's just go ahead and jump right into the video.
Love him or hate him, controversial social media influencer Andrew Tate brings up some interesting concepts in this video he posted on X recently with the caption, "The Downside of Bitcoin," and posed the question, can any Bitcoin maxis argue against it? And basically throughout the video, he makes a case for people being more incentivized to simply buy and hold Bitcoin than work, produce, build, create, or develop anything in the economy like useful products, services, infrastructure, food, houses, etc. Hello, I'm Crypto Casey, and in this video, we are going to explore Andrew Tate's question to Bitcoin maximalists about the potential downside of Bitcoin on the global economy and some great responses he received that we should all be mindful of as crypto investors.
Guys, we actually have an incredible sale happening right now over at Angry's Crypto Academy. Everything is 50% off, so definitely go and check it out before the sale ends. The Academy is linked in the description of this video.
Okay, after Andrew Tate posted his video, there were a ton of great responses that will deepen our understanding of Bitcoin and give us some great insights we can share with our friends and family to spread awareness about the implications of the crypto industry on the world at large. One response was from the author of the Bitcoin Standard, Saifedean Ammous, and the other one from an X user that goes by the name of Stackholder. I definitely recommend following both accounts on X for amazing Bitcoin and crypto content. Alright, we are going to watch about a 6-minute condensed version of Andrew Tate's 11-minute video to understand his standpoint when considering the potential downside of Bitcoin, and then we will go through Ammous's and Stackholder's responses.
And Andrew basically brings up a very important point. There are a lot of people who listen to my content and they are saying things like people are going to come after me when they find out that crypto isn't what it seems to be and blah, blah, blah. Most of these people don't understand how cryptocurrency works. They don't understand that it's available on a global scale. Crypto is now a legal tender in El Salvador, where pretty much everyone has to accept it. And they have a massive cryptocurrency reserve of over $300 million worth of Bitcoin, and it continues to skyrocket in value. The USD is not what people think it is. The USD is absolutely junk money. The president of El Salvador, who interestingly enough is right around my age, actually came to the United States last year and gave a speech discussing the Federal Reserve, discussing American currency. Guys, we actually have an incredible sale happening right now over at Angry's Crypto Academy. Everything is 50% off, so definitely go and check it out before the sale ends. The Academy is linked in the description of this video, and told us flat out why it's worth literally nothing and why you should be taking your money out of cash as quickly as possible and putting it into crypto, putting it into things like real estate, putting it into tangible things, because your cash will soon be worth absolutely nothing. You think I'm joking? Let's go ahead and watch the video where he breaks this down for us and then tell me if it's BS. Forget about the baby boomers, by the way. They will continue to say cash is king until the very end. And then when they suddenly realize that their paper money isn't worth anymore, that's when they're going to all go ballistic and try to buy our crypto. And we're going to be saving all the good stuff for ourselves and then selling all the crap coins to them. That's another story. But let's listen to what the president of El Salvador actually says about American dollars, which he basically categorizes as junk worth nothing at all.
When I talk to my conservative friends right here, they always tell me that the problem is high taxes, but they're wrong. Of course, High taxes are extremely high here in the United States. I give you that. You're right in that. But that's not the real problem. The real problem is not the high taxes themselves, but the fact that they are not even really funding the government. Not even those high taxes, higher than a lot of places in the world, not even those taxes are really funding the government. So who's financing the government? Government is financed by treasury bonds, paper. And who buys the treasury bonds? Mostly the Fed. And how does the Fed buy them? By printing money. What backing does the Fed have for that money being printed? The treasury bonds themselves. So basically, you finance the government by printing money out of thin air. Someone could ask, well, so if the government can print unlimited amounts of money out of thin air, why do they collect taxes? I mean, in theory, it would make sense, right? If they can print unlimited amounts of money, why would they need taxes for? The answer is simple, but it's very shocking. The real problem is that you pay high taxes only to uphold the illusion that you are funding the government, which you are not. It's shocking, but it's true. The government is funded by money printing, paper backed with paper, a bubble that will inevitably burst. The situation is even worse than it seems, because if most Americans and the rest of the world were to become aware of this farce, confidence in your currency would be lost, the dollar would fall, and the Western civilization with it. If the next president of the United States doesn't make the necessary policies and structural changes, sooner or later that bubble will burst. There's still time. You don't have to make the same mistakes we did in the 60s and the 70s. You can still jump before the water boils. Winning the election isn't enough to solve these problems. They will not simply go away as a consequence of an electoral result. It would take a total re-engineering of the government top to bottom. It will entail making difficult decisions, like the ones we made in El Salvador since 2019 and that are already paying off. It will be hard. The system will push back, but you have the right to determine your own fate. Salvadorans did the same. The decision for the direction of our nation was ours, and it continues to be ours. We didn't tolerate being told what to do. In doing so, we did the unthinkable. Against all adversity, we transformed El Salvador from the most dangerous country in the world to the safest in the Western Hemisphere.
Let me ask you something. When the banks collapse, and trust me, it's coming, will you be ready? Imagine waking up to ATMs that don't work, bank doors chained shut, and millions of people left with nothing. No cash, no access to their savings, and no way to survive. But it doesn't have to be that way for you. That's why I created Angry's Crypto Academy, to teach you everything you need to know about crypto so you can protect yourself and your family. You'll learn how to buy, sell, and even day trade crypto for a living. Plus, we alert you to new crypto trends so you can profit before everyone else even knows what's happening. Right now, I've just published an exclusive investment guide inside the Academy, and it's linked in the description below. In it, I reveal the one coin that could make you a millionaire. A coin so revolutionary, it could change everything. If you missed out on Bitcoin and Ethereum, this is your second chance. This isn't just about financial freedom, it's about survival. When the system collapses and everyone else is selling, you'll be the one buying, prepared to weather the storm and thrive while others struggle to survive. Don't wait. This knowledge isn't optional, it's critical. The link's in the description. Go check it out now. I often tell you guys, go and check out Angry's Crypto Academy. We keep up to date on the trending cryptos. We'll teach you everything you need to know about cryptocurrency, because it could save your life. It's linked in the description of the video if you want to go and check it out. And like we said earlier, we have a sale going right now where everything is half off. But many of you don't listen. Guys, if something, and it's going to happen, you know, something happens in the United States and everything goes to hell. There's a lot of these people who are like, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run out and I'm going to buy gold. I'm going to run out, I'm going to buy gold and I'm going to stock up on gold and I'll have cash in gold. So when when the banks stop, when the banks basically freeze up and you can't get any money out of the bank, it's okay because I have my gold. Guys, how easy is it for your gold to be taken away from you? When you are starving and the cost of food has skyrocketed as everything has gone to hell, and all you have is gold, you're going to have to, people will do very desperate things when they are hungry. And that's when, if you're even able to do this, someone will say, well, listen, if you want food or you want to pay a bill or something like that, I'll take what gold you have, but I'm only going to give you a small percentage of what it's worth. So that could be 10% or 20% if you're even lucky. And that's on top of the very notion of finding someone who will even barter with gold or silver. People aren't using common sense or reasoning. When it comes to crypto, everything is pegged not just with the US dollar, but with virtually every currency in the world. And I've talked about the notion that right now it doesn't make any sense to jump into Bitcoin because it's roughly $100,000 per coin. Okay, unless you're loaded right now, it's a foolish thing to jump into Bitcoin. What you have to know is that there are many coins, especially meme coins right now, and AI coins, and a variety of other coins that have been around for a while that are going to skyrocket in value. I've talked about this already, that there's a dark horse cryptocurrency, and you can actually check out there's a link in the description of the video that takes you over to the investment guide that talks about this specific crypto. And it's very scarce in supply. It's been around for over 10 years now. And this coin is going to skyrocket very quickly up to $10,000 a coin. I'm not screwing around. 85% of my crypto portfolio is in this one coin. 85%. I've been pouring all of my money into this coin, all of my disposable income into this coin, everything. My life savings is in this coin. That is how confident I am about this coin. I'm not playing games. Okay. And if you want to know what coin it is, you can click the link in the description of the video. You'll find out what coin it is. But I've put my life saving, and guess what? Even then,
Sweet. So now we understand where Andrew Tate is coming from and the inspiration behind his concerns about the potential downsides of Bitcoin on the global economy and society at large. Next, we are going to let Saifedean Ammous have the floor. Here was his written response to Andrew Tate's video post. Bitcoin is a better investment than Swiss hotels or restaurants or car factories because Bitcoin is offering a far more valuable product to the world, a replacement for central banks. Since central banks are the absolute worst, most criminal, and most destructive thing on earth, there's an enormous market reward for anyone that can offer people an alternative. When you buy Bitcoin, you are growing the Bitcoin pool of liquidity and offering people a money better than central bank slavery. You're making Bitcoin better, and the market rewards you for your investment. The world needs a central bank replacement a lot more than Switzerland needs another hotel. But this is a transitory phase that cannot last forever. Bitcoin can't keep replacing central banks forever. Eventually, it replaces them all, and when they and all of their shitcoins are dead, Bitcoin won't be making enormous returns anymore. It only makes enormous return by eating other crappy forms of money, but when all the crappy monies die, Bitcoin only grows in value as the production of other goods increases. It will only appreciate at 1 to 5% per year in terms of most goods and services. At that point, Swiss hotels become attractive again. Deflation is not a bad thing, and this is the biggest and most criminal psyop ever perpetuated on humanity because everything evil is downstream from government inflation. And this is the justification for inflation. Deflation is just another word for economic growth. It is completely normal and good that things become cheaper over time. That's why we work. Work produces things, and when things become more abundant, they become cheaper. The market chooses the money that is the hardest to make precisely because the limit on supply growth makes it depreciate the least. The natural order is that everything gets cheaper. This does not mean that nobody would be consuming or investing. People do not consume just because they expect their money to depreciate. They consume to survive and to enjoy life. It doesn't matter how much cheaper you expect food, clothing, phones, or shelter will be next year. You want these things today and will pay for them today to use them today. Everyone knows their laptop and phone will be significantly cheaper next year, and yet they all buy it. It's true that appreciating money will make you less likely to spend money on frivolous BS you don't need, and that's a good thing. Debt-fueled mass consumption is a moral disaster for humanity, and Bitcoin can't kill it soon enough. The world doesn't need you to waste money on stupid BS. And people don't just invest because they expect money to depreciate. They invest because productive activity produces a surplus over holding money. And the key thing to remember is that money would not appreciate if people weren't investing and producing. So it's impossible to imagine a scenario where nobody invests, but money appreciates. In sum, deflation is great, and it's the absolute best thing about Bitcoin. Bitcoin being deflationary makes it the best investment opportunity in the world for as long as central banks exist. You are being perfectly rational to not want to invest in things that aren't as productive, morally imperative, and important as ending central banks. There will be plenty of time and money for Swiss hotels when central banks are dead. Wow, mic drop. Insanely great response. And we can all play a part in accelerating the demise of central banks and the corrupt, rigged, failing global financial system designed to enslave us and the world at large by spreading awareness, buying Bitcoin, by owning and using multiple cryptocurrency hardware wallets like Tangent and Ledger devices, and by being involved in the crypto industry by opening accounts with the next generation of finance, like Uphold. It's a Web3 decentralized.
Guys, if you think you've missed the boat on Bitcoin, think again. The crypto world is exploding with new opportunities. And while Bitcoin has already made its millionaires, there's still a chance for you to get in early on the next big wave. I've put together an exclusive guide on 4 altcoins that could change the game and change your financial future. These aren't just hype coins. These are real projects with groundbreaking technology and massive upside potential. This is your chance to get in before they hit the mainstream. But listen, crypto isn't just about getting rich, it's about freedom. Freedom from traditional banks, freedom from government-controlled money, and freedom to take back control of your life. That's why I created Angry's Crypto Academy. When you join the academy, you'll learn everything you need to know about cryptocurrency, how to buy, sell, and trade the right way, how to spot the coins that can truly take off, and how to use crypto to achieve real economic freedom. And here's the best part. When you subscribe, you'll get a free copy of my crypto blueprint. This is packed with valuable tips and strategies to help you get started, and it's yours just for joining. The link is in the description below. Don't wait around and miss another opportunity like Bitcoin. Those who act now will be the ones who win big. So if you're ready to take back control of your finances and start your journey to freedom, join Angry's Crypto Academy today. Let's make it happen. This coin. I've poured my entire life savings into this coin. And even then, I don't have enough of this coin. And there are multiple coins that are going to skyrocket in value. There was someone who invested in one coin just a couple of years ago, about 2 or 3 years ago. They invested $27 in a coin. That investment is now worth $52 million. And they literally just, I think it was this past year, finally sold $2 million worth of that cryptocurrency. And even though they made that sale, they're still holding the vast majority of the coins that they purchased, and it's now worth $64 million. This is how insane the entire thing is. And a lot of people need to wake up and realize when things go downhill, when everything goes to hell, the only way many of you will be able to survive is going to be with crypto. Because, guys, the banks are going to shut down. You won't be able to get any money off the ATM. A lot of you seem to think this is a game. It's not a game. And you're not going to be able to use gold and silver for anything. You talk, it's ridiculous. You talk about, I'm not saying you should not have any gold or silver, but many of you don't even know how you would use gold or silver in such a situation. Another thing is that, for example, if something went downhill with me, everything crashed and burned, and I lost everything in this moment where, my home was gone, my clothing, my everything, even my laptops and my computers, everything. My bank account's now gone, it's oblivion. And this is the United States. This is, we're seeing a massive meltdown in the United States. There's a lot of you who think that, oh, well, that means every economy in the world will melt down. No, it won't. El Salvador's economy is not going to melt down. Bitcoin is a legal tender in El Salvador. And it's basically a national reserve, which is what Trump is going to be doing. The only thing that's going to have any value when everything crashes is crypto. And even if I lost everything, as long as I have my crypto and access to my crypto, I can leave the United States, seek asylum in another country. Doesn't matter what country. I can go to another country with just the clothes on my back. I have my personal documents backed up. Yep. My passport. I have digital copies of my passport, my identifications, all backed up. So if something goes downhill, as long as I can get to a computer, get to an electronic device, and get out of the US, I have access to all of my documents, proof of ID. It's better than nothing. And another great thing is all my crypto. I have instant access to all of my crypto because of the way that I've secured it. And I can go to another country, have access to all of my money instantly, and rebuild my life instantly. I won't be homeless. I'll be basically relaxing, And if there's any family that I would want to help, I could help my family. If there's anyone I cared about, I could help them because I have my investments tucked away securely. And this is what many of you don't understand. Someone was like, well, the ATMs don't work. You think you're going to have access to your crypto. Crypto is on a national scale. The blockchain is a ledger. It's a virtual digital ledger that is distributed throughout the entire world in multiple different countries of the world. Okay? And we have these people called miners that exist in all of the different countries in the world, and they basically
platform that is completely free to use, only takes like 90 seconds to set up, and it provides us with a way safer, better option for storing our US dollars, our fiat currency, than banks, and provides us with a way safer and better option to trade and manage crypto than exchanges. Check it out. When we store our US dollars or crypto in Uphold, it actually stays there. It's 100% backed. In fact, they publicly list and update their balance sheet every 30 seconds for anyone to see anytime, and they offer US dollar interest accounts to US users that are FDIC insured up to $2.5 million. While right now, as we speak, all our money in a bank isn't there, they don't publicly list their balance sheet because they don't keep our money. They lend it out against our will, and they earn a return on it. Banks hardly offer accounts where we accrue interest on our money. And banks only insure up to $250K, not the $2.5 million like Uphold. Now, when it comes to crypto exchanges, if everyone withdrew all of their Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies to their own wallet, there would not be enough to go around. Multiple people are looking at the same exact Bitcoin and crypto in their account on their phone screens. While with Uphold, all of our crypto is actually there and 100% backed. and the platform is connected to over 30 underlying exchanges, which gives us the best possible prices for all cryptocurrencies and way more liquidity when trading crypto, all without having to transfer funds between our traditional banks and exchanges. It's free to sign up, so scroll down and use links below to access Uphold's correct and official site and redeem all the special offers they have for us. Amazing! Now let's go through Stackholder's written response to Andrew Tate's video post. You just articulated one of the best parts about Bitcoin. It will make everything more affordable. Here's how. Without Bitcoin, you're forced to invest in a bunch of random stuff to grow your purchasing power. Hotels, homes, speculative startups, etc. Sure, you know a bunch of it will fail, but you have so much cash that you just spray and pray that something hits and makes up for the losses. That's capital misallocation, and it's happening at scale. It inflates the price of everything for everyone, including homes that people need. So what happens when people start stacking Bitcoin instead of dumping money into real estate investments? The price of homes that people actually need to live in will fall. Prices are truth. They are the market's way of telling you the relative value of things. So if your buddy can't get anyone to dump $16 million into a hotel, that means he's holding the bag. He, or the bank that owns the hotel, needs to revalue the hotel much lower to whatever the clearing price is. That's what happens when you play around with 20th century stores of value at the dawn of Bitcoin. Asset holders need to adapt or die. The price of real estate will continue to fall relative to Bitcoin because it's a terrible store of value compared to Bitcoin. Insurance costs, property tax, maintenance costs, tenant headaches, natural disaster risk, pandemic risks, etc. Capitalism won't stop though. At a certain point, Bitcoin returns slow down when it's properly priced closer to about $10 million a coin in today's terms. And then it may make sense to buy equity in businesses that can offer cash flow or rapid growth opportunities. But it's important to remember, people won't stop.
Offer up their computers to process transactions, to validate transactions. So the digital ledger, because it's just a digital ledger, is not centralized, it's distributed, decentralized throughout the entire world, multiple copies of it, and every transaction has to be verified by not just one person, but by multiple different people who are providing their computers to verify these transactions. And there has to be multiple confirmations before a transaction is verified and the funds are available. Guys, we actually have an incredible sale happening right now over at Angry's Crypto Academy. Everything is 50% off. So definitely go and check it out before the sale ends. The Academy is linked in the description of this video. And you learn all of that in the Crypto Academy. You learn exactly how all of these things work. There's so many of you right now who say you don't want to get into crypto and it's a scam and all of this. And you're so closed-minded that even you refuse to invest even a couple of dollars. Even $50 in crypto right now could make many of you extremely wealthy. Extremely wealthy. Just small, and it could save your lives. But so many of you are so arrogant and you hate crypto so much that you would rather DIE. You would rather crash and burn. You'd basically rather call it a scam. Even if just a couple of dollars could save your lives, could guarantee your futures, you don't care. Guys, it's mostly the boomers. It's not just the boomers, but it's mostly the boomers going around right now screaming cash is king. Cash isn't worth crap. It's basically debt. It's just cash is nothing more than a representation of debt. That's it. It's a representation of debt. The Federal Reserve, so the U.S. Treasury issues bonds, right? They issue Treasury bonds. And then institutions, banks, firms, they're the one, they're sold. They're basically sold on the open market through these firms, through these banks. The Federal Reserve then purchases these bonds, which are just nothing more than debt, on the free market, and then they use these bonds to manipulate the money supply. So basically to pump more money into the economy or pull money out of the economy, and to also manipulate interest rates. And the only thing that gives these bonds any real value is the promise by the United States government to pay interest on these bonds. But here's the kicker. Right now, the US government can't afford to pay their interest on these bonds anymore because people are not making enough money, and as a result, there's not enough tax revenue being generated to even afford to pay the interest on these bonds. It's insane. So what the government actually needs is massive amounts of inflation, because when inflation occurs, then at least theoretically, the amount of money that people also earn has to go up for them to survive. And as you know, and as the value, and then the value of the currency declines. So the value of cash decreases, the value of tangible assets increase, like real estate and even stock market holdings. And of course, crypto will increase as well. And then of course, and then also, because the value of cash decreases, the value of US Treasury bonds also decreases. And because the value of US Treasury bonds decreases, well, then that means that since the value is decreased, right, and people have to make more now to pay for this, pay their bills, well, then the government is now going to be collecting more taxes, and then they're able to now pay the interest on these bonds. It's basically a form of reverse taxation, where we as people are also left stuck with the debt. So inflation is actually just another form of taxation. It's hidden taxation, and we don't even realize it. It's a very sick cycle, and we are the ones who are losing, especially people who are younger than the boomers. The boomers own everything. They own 80% of the stock markets. They own over 50% of the real estate in the United States. They own the vast majority of real estate, and they're not selling these properties. And all they do is refinance these properties into oblivion, and then they pass that on to us, the debt on to us. So in the form of higher rents. And of course, the banks are in collusion with the boomers, because they want inflation to increase. They want the value of real estate to increase, because hey, it's more money for them and less money for us. It's a scam.
Consuming just because they have Bitcoin. When someone has surplus wealth, they eventually value time, experiences, material comfort more than incremental wealth. Or they may want to fund entrepreneurs for excitement, challenge, impact. And so Bitcoin will incentivize people to save and carefully allocate capital, but once they have enough, they will still trade some of their Bitcoin for goods and services. One last thing, you said deflation is a bad thing? Deflation is coming no matter what. When AI and robots are doing 90% of our work, that's massively deflationary, because they can do things way faster and cheaper than humans, which should make the price of everything fall. But you're right, that deflation is bad for a debt-based economy, because you can't pay back debt if the currency the debt is denominated in gets more valuable. That's why central banks debase currencies, to make sure the debt-based economy doesn't implode. So right now, instead of letting technology gains make things cheaper for everyone, central banks actually make sure we all face 2% growth in prices every year. And they'll debase the currency as much as they need to make sure prices grow instead of fall. Which is why things get worse every year.
Guys, we are getting screwed so hard, and many of us don't even realize it. And we're out of time. There is no time left. If you want to survive, if you want to have any shot at surviving the hell on earth that's coming, you better have your life together. You better have yourself together, and you better be invested in crypto. I'm telling you right now, because it's going to be an absolute and utter nightmare out there. Okay? Because everything is going to be on sale. People are going to be for sale. It's going to be sick. And I've warned you plenty of times. Okay? When when the bank doors, guys, the bank doors are chained shut. Chained shut. What are you going to do? What the heck are you going to do, guys? You know, if tomorrow the banks froze your account if you wake up, checked your balance, and couldn't access a single dollar. And this isn't some far fetched scenario. When the economy crashes, and it will, big banks won't be able to honor deposits. Your hard earned money could be locked up, gone, or far worse than you even thought. And just to point this out, I did create another course for this. I created a course called An Expat's Guide to Decentralized Banking and Off the Grid Living. And this course actually offers you survival guide. This course is your survival guide for protecting your wealth and escaping the chaos of a collapsing system. And here's what you actually end up learning in the course: how to replace your bank account with crypto so you're in control, not the banks, how to get paid in crypto and avoid the fiat system entirely, how to access cash instantly using crypto, no middlemen, no delays, and advanced secret banking methods that let you protect and grow your money even without banks or crypto. This isn't just about staying ahead, it's about surviving when the system fails, when banks falter, when ATMs stop working, and when the world looks for answers you already have one. The future is decentralized. If you don't prepare now, you'll be left scrambling later. Click the link in the description and get access to the course today. Protect yourself, your family, and your financial future before it's too late. This course isn't optional, it's essential. Take action now. I mean, guys, many of you aren't listening and you think it's a game. And a lot of that's why a lot of you are going to find yourselves in Tent City. You're going to being there with Tyrone, Ray Ray, and Pookie. And of course, little Poncho in Tent City. But don't ever forget that that's Tyrone's house, because Tyrone is the king of Tent City. And Tyrone is going to rule Tent City with an iron fist. And many of you, most of you, are going to think back to Angry, Uncle Angry, or Angry Sama. And you're going to say, let me ask you something. When the banks collapse, and trust me, it's coming, will you be ready? Imagine waking up to ATMs that don't work, bank doors chained shut, and millions of people left with nothing. No cash, no access to their savings, and no way to survive. But it doesn't have to be that way for you. That's why I created Angry's Crypto Academy, to teach you everything you need to know about crypto so you can protect yourself and your family. You'll learn how to buy, sell, and even day trade crypto for a living. Plus, we alert you to new crypto trends so you can profit before everyone else even knows what's happening. Right now, I've just published an exclusive investment guide inside the Academy, and it's linked in the description below. In it, I reveal the one coin that could make you a millionaire. A coin so revolutionary, it could change everything. If you missed out on Bitcoin and Ethereum, this is your second chance. This isn't just about financial freedom, it's about survival. When the system collapses and everyone else is selling, you'll be the one buying, prepared to weather the storm and thrive while others struggle to survive. Don't wait. This knowledge isn't optional, it's critical. The link's in the description. Go check it out now. Angry was right. But the great thing about that is at that point, I won't be able to help you. You won't be able to reach me because there's no cell phone service. There's no signal in Tent City. All right. Those are some of the first things to go. You won't be able to call for help. Y'all are going to be in Tent City. You're going to be in Tyrone's house. When Tyrone is hungry, he eats. When Tyrone is thirsty, he drinks. When Tyrone wants some loving, he's going to get some loving, because Tyrone is the king of Tent City and he's going to rule it with an iron fist. And that's really how it's going to work in there, because that's his house. That's not your house. That's his house. And you're going to respect his rules, his laws, and his authority in there, okay? Because he's basically going to be like a warlord in there. And you better not mess up, and you need to watch your mouth. Watch your mouth in his house, and don't look at him directly, because that's a challenge. That's challenging him. Don't look at Tyrone. Look at the ground. When he walks by, you know, keep your eyes on the ground. Okay, because if you look at him and he catches you looking at him, that means you're challenging him, and he's gonna have to straighten you out and discipline you. All right, because you don't come into his house and think that you're gonna challenge his authority in his house because he's not tolerating any of that nonsense. And really, that's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be. Look at you trying to look at Tyrone. Some of you, this I know some of y'all out here like I'm gonna look him in the eye. You're gonna see what happens. Y'all gonna see what happens if you look him in the eye. All right. My goodness, in Tyrone's house, you want to challenge Tyrone. Some of y'all are fool. Some of y'all are really unbelievable. Really unbelievable thinking you're gonna challenge this man in his house, in his kingdom, because he is king of 10 City, and you're gonna try to challenge him for the throne. It doesn't work like that, all right? Doesn't work like that. You know, and you have to, and then of course you have to be careful of all of the other, because Miguel is gonna, you have Miguel and Enrique. Miguel and Enrique are the same person. The problem is Miguel is that he basically is that sweet Hispanic boy, like the boy next door, right? He looks like that sweet Hispanic boy that lives next door, and you know he's gonna sit down, he's gonna talk to you, and tell you and try to be like kind and empathetic. Really what he's trying to do is soften you up and gain your trust, so that his brother from another mother, Enrique, can rob you, because Enrique doesn't play around. He has sticky fingers for days. Enrique and Miguel are working together. Miguel goes in to soften you up and gain your trust, and then Enrique steps in afterwards to take whatever you have. All right, and then they basically get their cuts, and that's how it works out. You may think that you have nothing, but you would be surprised. All right, if you have a pair of shoes are going to be a big deal in there. And once they take those shoes from you, you're not going to get them back. They're going to say they were their shoe. They're going to say these were my shoes. All right, this person is lying, as if you could even find them in there. Because even though it's like, it's basically a camp, they're going to disappear in there. There's a lot of people in there. You're looking for them. You can't even find them. Your shoes are gone. Shirt's gone. Toothbrush is gone. That's if you even have a toothbrush. All right. They'll still leave you your bar of soap. Okay. A lot of y'all will be in there just wearing your boxers, if you're lucky enough to even have those still. You're going to be in 10 City. You're going to be feeling bad, smelling bad, hungry, crying for your mother, crying for your father, praying to God. All kinds of y'all gonna be in there and thinking that this is hell. And I'm just telling you, that's really where you're supposed to be. All right, you didn't want to listen, and now you have to feel. Oh, you see, guys, a smart man learns from his own mistakes. A wise man learns from the mistakes of others. You're not wise and you're not smart, because clearly many of you can't learn from your own mistakes, and so of course you can't learn from the mistakes of other men. And that's why a lot of you are going to be in 10 City, because realistically, a lot of you need 10 City. Because if you're not gonna be able to provide for yourself, and and all of your money is gone, you can't access money from the bank. Your gold gets stolen, or or whatever. You weren't even going to be able to use that anyway. Then what are you going to be doing? Homeless on the street? Trump is not going to tolerate that. He's already said that they're going to be building 10 cities, and homelessness is going to be illegal. So I saw some of you guys in the comments saying stupid stuff like Trump is only talking about like the vagabonds and the people who are using illegal substances. Everyone else will be okay and will be able to live on the streets. And that's absolute nonsense. No, you won't be able to live on the streets. Some of y'all are fools. All right. Trump is talking about everyone. Trump homelessness will be illegal. No one is going to be on the street. Oh, you're one of the good homeless people that paid your taxes and is not causing any trouble. So the cops are going to leave you alone and let you sleep on the streets. All right. And let you get back on your feet. Get the heck out of here, bro. You're going to 10 City. They're going to pick you up and bring you straight to 10 City. All right. You're going to be in there with the mentally ill. All right, mentally ill, prisoners, because there's a lot of people who should be in prison, but the prisons are going to be so overcrowded, especially with Gen Zers, that they're just going to start putting the prisoners in 10 City. They're like, yeah, we don't even have time for this. Just drop them off in 10 City, because it's basically a prison in and of itself. Because once you go into 10 City, you don't come back out of 10 City. Once you go in, you don't come out. All right. And of course, the media is going to try to cover it up and play it off like, oh, this is so beautiful. People are getting back on their feet. They're getting counseling. The reality in there is it's very harsh conditions. Like, just like just like what a lot of the Japanese passed through during WW2 when they were in those places, because the Japanese had to go into CAMPs during WW2, American Japanese, and a lot of these people passed away in these places. To my understanding, a lot of you guys are not gonna. You're not even that tough. A lot of y'all aren't gonna make it. So some of y'all have diabetes, early stages of heart disease, high blood pressure. Many of you have underlying health conditions that you don't even know about, or if you do know, you're not properly treating it. You're not gonna be able to get your medication in these places. All right. You're not gonna be able to like go see a doctor or things like, no, it's not gonna be like that. It's like where you're in prison. You're not gonna have the nice amenities, even like in prison, where you have access to clean clothing and showers and health care. And even in prison, it could be like hell. All right. And you're not going to have access to those luxuries in prison. Prison is going to look like a 5-star hotel compared to Tent City. Okay. And even though they call it Tent City, a lot of you won't even have tents. Okay. And I'm telling y'all, in the wintertime, it's going to get cold in there. And thing about California, because I lived in California. The thing about California is what people don't know is that California is a desert, especially like in that in that area close to Mexico. That California is a desert. So what ends up happening is at nighttime it's cold as hell, bro. It gets cold as hell. So it can be summertime in California, and and then the nighttime hits and it's chilly because it gets cold in the desert at night. So a lot of y'all are gonna be freezing. And they're not going to give you any blankets in there. You'll get just enough to survive, barely, and that's it. All right. I'm telling you, the conditions in there are going to be worse than prison. Prison is going to look like a 5-star hotel. And you're there trying to commit. Some people are going to be there thinking they could commit a crime and they can commit a crime and get taken to prison. Bro, it doesn't work like that. You'll just get disciplined in there. All right. And then left in there. That's it. Because it's worse than prison. And really, like I said, that's where a lot of you belong because you didn't want to listen. So, and you don't have anywhere else to go. So the right place for you is going to be in Tent City. All right. It's going to be hell on earth, but maybe you can find, I was going to say salvation there. You can only find salvation in Jesus Christ. A lot of y'all, you're going to be very poor souls in there. A lot of you are going to be poor souls in there. And I'm not praying for you because, you did it to yourself. You did it to yourself, What do you guys think regarding all of this? Do you guys agree that hell on earth is coming? And for those who don't prepare and especially get into crypto, it's a very sad future and a very sad reality. Let me know your thoughts. We'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWAM and walking away. And cheers.
Nothing says you care like crypto. Nothing can compare. Nothing says you care like crypto. Oh, nothing can compare to crypto.